All right, and welcome back to Chapter 8, Section 2. And this is the second half of the 8.2, so Day 2. And we're going to look at choosing a sample size when we're dealing with population proportions. So, in planning a study, we may want to choose a sample size that allows us to estimate a population proportion with a given margin of error. So again, remember, margin of error is that second part to the formula for our confidence interval. It's our critical value, that z-star, determined by whatever confidence level we want to set up, times our standard error. And again, we'd say standard error here rather than standard deviation because we're using the sample proportion. The population proportion is unknown. So, because the margin of error involves a sample proportion p hat, we have to guess the latter value when choosing n. We have to guess this p hat. And there are two ways to do that. Well, we could use a p hat based on a previous study. Maybe somebody did this exact same experiment before, and we could certainly borrow their p hat from a previous study and choose that. So maybe somebody did a study before and found out that their population proportion, or even their sample proportion, their p hat, their estimate is like maybe 30%. So then we could say that this is 0.3. But many times we don't have that information. So it is simply just best to guess right smack dab down the middle and guess 0.5 as that guess. So this will give us the largest margin of error when we're guessing, is if we guess 0.5 right here. Okay. So in planning a study, you may want to choose a sample size that allows us to estimate a population proportion with a given margin of error. So to determine the sample size, n, that will give us a level C confidence, whatever confidence level we decide for a population proportion with a maximum margin of error, we have to solve this formula here. So again, this part is our margin of error, so we want that to be, this value here to be less than or equal to whatever our margin of error is. We wouldn't want it to be more than. Okay, so most of the time we're going to be guessing at this p hat, and if we have to guess at that p hat, we're going to be guessing that as 0.5. Okay, so let's kind of take a look at doing a problem, then put this into practice. So, a company has received complaints about its customer service. The managers intend to hire a consultant to carry out a survey of customers. Before contacting the consultant, the company president wants some idea of the sample size that she'll be required to pay for. One critical question is the degree of satisfaction with the company's customer service, measured on a 5-point scale. And these are usually done with those, like very satisfied, somewhat satisfied, neutral, and then somewhat dissatisfied, and very dissatisfied. So that's kind of where they get the 5-point scale from. Okay, it's sometimes called the Likert scale. The president wants to estimate the proportion P of customers who are satisfied. That is, who choose either satisfied or very satisfied. So the two highest levels on the 5-point scale. So in other words, people up in this area right here that are very satisfied or somewhat satisfied. People that are not neutral or somewhat dissatisfied or very dissatisfied. So she decides that she wants to estimate to be within 3%. She wants to be within 3%, so again, that's a decimal, that's 0.03, and she wants to be 95% confident. So, with those parameters given to us by the boss, we can now determine an appropriate sample size that we would need to satisfy her conditions to do this survey. So, how do we do this? So again, the problem is to determine the sample size needed to determine the n needed to estimate p within 0.03. So that's going to be our margin of error with a 95% confidence. So that would be a z-star, as you remember from our last lessons, of 1.96. So again, as a quick little reminder, If we want 95% confidence, we want to again make sure that we have that 95% within here. So we don't want 0.025 here, 0.025 up in here. So if we look up that 0.025 in the table A, this would give us negative 1.96. This would be positive 1.96 due to the symmetry. So, as stated here, the critical value for 95% is that z star of 1.96. We have no idea about the true proportion P of satisfied customers. If we did, we wouldn't be doing the statistics. So we decided to use P hat at 0.5 as our guess, because we don't have any previous study to pull any other estimates from. And because the company president wants a margin of error of no more than 3%, we need to solve this equation. We want that margin of error to be less than 0.03. So, just putting the numbers into that formula. Again, here, that is our z star. This right here was our standard error. And then there is our margin of error. So again, this is our standard error. And we want that to be less than our margin of error. So doing a little mathematics here and solving this, what we can do is we can simply, we're going to try to get rid of that n on the bottom there, get rid of that fraction. We start putting some numbers in here as well too. The 0.5 would go into here, another 0.5 would go into there. That's the 1 minus 0.05. What we could do is I could divide both sides by 0.03 to bring this over to the other side, and that's what you can see right here. And then I can multiply each side by the square root of n. That would clear out this bottom here, because we could simply just break this up into the square root over the square root, and then that would come out over on the other side when I multiplied both sides by square root of n. So I would have, if I squared both sides, that would get rid of this square root on both sides. But I'm going to make sure I just square this as well. And then from here it's just some simple arithmetic to come up with this number right there of 1067.111. And again, we want our sample size to be greater than or equal to this, so we just round up to the next whole number because we're asking people. And we'd want to round up to 1,068 respondents to ensure that the margin of error is no more than 3%, and also be 95% confident in our results. Alright? Well, again, this lesson 8.2, we went through, we talked about stating and checking for randomness. In other words, checking that it's an SRS. Checking the 10% condition, which helps us establish independence and make sure that we can use that standard deviation formula, that P hat Q hat over N. We can use that. Large counts condition, again, checking for normality for this situation here. And that's, again, the N times P hat greater than or equal to 10 and the NQ hat greater than or equal to 10. Now, all those conditions have to be stated and checked. We determine the critical values of calculating a C% confidence interval for a population using a table or technology. So that was, again, table A, or using our Inspire calculator. We've got to be able to construct and interpret a confidence interval for a population proportion. So again, this is just putting the mathematics from up here to use. The interpretation is the conclusion part. Don't forget to do that. And then this last lesson that we just talked about today is being able to determine the sample size, just a remanipulation of the margin of error formula to solve for n, given the other parameters are stated for us. All right. Wish you luck on section 8.2. You should be able to now go and do problems from section 8.2, numbers 39, 41, 43, 45, and 47. I wish you good skill, and we'll see you in section 8.3.